Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. I am Nadeska here with Wayno and Akademiks on a beautiful Monday morning. My friends, how are you feeling? Did you have an excellent weekend?
Yo, Nadeska, I've never seen you this like happy. Like, what's going on with you, yo? Like, this opening was a little bit too happy for a Monday. All smiles were seen, all teeth. Like, what's up?
Listen, Akademiks, it's all in your head. I'm trying to force myself to be in a great mood on this Monday morning. That's all.
All right, okay. This is the Nadeska I know. Now, well, for me, I was kind of just kicking at the crib, man. I was actually like, y'all ain't gonna believe me, but trust me, check the gram today. I'm showing y'all the oxtails. It's coming on the gram today, okay?
Yo, Ak put up the oxtails like 4 days ago. Now he's gonna show them to us actually cooked 5 days later. Like, I'm cool, Ak. You don't have to show us no food. My weekend was pretty cool. I went bowling on Saturday. I did pretty well, so I was happy.
Hey, by the way, yo, regular experiences like even bowling. Like, I was about to go bowling for my brother's birthday. Like, you have to like reserve a lane. They call you. Like, they don't even want you in the place. Like, it's weird now. You know what I mean? Like, again, still quarantine is going on. Like, we just had like the highest number of cases supposedly ever in the United States. But like even stuff like bowling, you can't really do regularly. Where'd you go? Or not where'd you go, but like, was it regular?
Yeah, it was regular.
Oh,
like it was
fancy.
like
Really?
It was first come first serve. You know, it was first come first serve. So it was pretty cool. I mean, the whole thing is like I get it, but even when you go to a restaurant, you got to wear a mask to get in the restaurant. Then you can take it off to eat. But when you leave out, they want you to put it back on. It's just very confusing. But I just can't wait till it gets cold. I'm ready to sit my ass down anyway.
Well, I did a COVID safe activity yesterday. Although I was forced to do it, I took a biplane ride. You guys know what that is? It's like those little vintage planes that look like they're from the early 1900s that I would never want to put my body in. I was forced to go in one of those yesterday. That shit was kind of crazy and loud and cold.
Wait, like you went flying?
Yeah, I mean,
Like in the sky?
I didn't pilot the plane, but yeah, I did go flying.
Oh, hell no. Man, if I'm not on like a twin turbo jet with like a fail safe engine, I'm good. So you was on one of them joints with the propellers?
Yeah, that shit was kind of crazy.
Oh, hell no.
Yo, you a brave ass person, Nadeska. I give it to you, man.
Yo,
You
weirdly
couldn't pay me to
enough,
get on one of them.
I would never like it because it kind of feels like a roller coaster, and I hate roller coasters. Like, I'd rather jump out of a plane. I've been skydiving a couple of times, and I really like it, but I fucking hate roller coasters. But I felt like I had to do this. Anyway, guys, my niece was also born this weekend, which is really cool. So I'm an auntie times two, so it was also a nice family weekend. You know? Ak, how come you weren't on Air Drake heading out to Vegas this weekend?
Low key, like I missed the departure time. But of course, his gift is in the mail.
All right. So Drake celebrated his birthday this weekend, and he also confirmed that Certified Lover Boy is not coming as soon as we think. It's going to be postponed until January 2021. Ak, are you upset about this news?
No, I'm actually really excited. January is a month that's usually dead in the music industry. Drake is gonna take over. He's probably gonna drop another classic. He mirrored a couple of his album covers from previous years. Two of them in particular that are absolute classic. Take Care, and of course, Nothing Was the Same. It brought tears to my eyes and a smile to my face. I can't wait for this to drop. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay, how about this?
Oh my god, you so dramatic, man.
I'm serious. It made me happy.
You know he means every word of it. That's the best part. So also this weekend, Verzuz got confirmed. Season 2 is kicking off on November 19th with Jeezy versus T.I. So now all of this is after T.I. wanted to battle 50 Cent, which ended in jokes. And then Busta Rhymes wanted to battle T.I., which Tip respectfully declined because he thought the, quote, generational gap between him and Busta was too much. So do you guys feel good about a T.I. and Jeezy matchup?
Yeah, I mean, this one is going to get a little bit tricky. You know what I mean? I feel like this one is going to get a little bit tricky as to like, see, when we doing verses, this is not like B-side records, but I feel like T.I. and Jeezy are pretty much evenly matched in hit records. But if we go to like B-side records, I got T.I. over Jeezy. But
Really?
yeah, but when it comes to this battle, well, this verses, I don't even know who to pick. I can't front. I don't have a pick for this one. I really don't.
That's the first time ever.
Both of them the same.
Hey, with all due respect, and I got to salute, big guwap, but this is going to be the battle that's going to settle who really, created or owns the trap. You feel me? And Jeezy and T.I., like, to be honest, it's exactly who you'd want. They're pretty much rivals. They kind of came along the same time period, and I'm gonna be honest. I see Jeezy doing better than people might think, but I do think T.I. got like about a 3-year span where he was dropping records on records and albums on albums. He's unfuckable with. Okay, I don't think you can fuck with T.I. when he drops that "What's Happening." You know what I mean? He drops big things popping when he just got too much in the chamber if you think about that. And I don't even think he got to get in the paper trail back. Even though one thing I'll say, with the exception of I'm Illy or Illy, I forgot the name of the song, but it's an intro on Paper Trail by T.I. Any intro though, you got to rock with Jeezy. Jeezy's killing with the intro game.
I'm going with Jeezy, but I ain't gonna front. I feel like they need to have 2 verses. Cause I need one just for their albums and I need one just for their mixtapes. Cause honestly, man, I put up Jeezy's Trap or Die mixtape against anybody's. I put it up against a lot of albums, but like that's gonna be tough. Cause there's gonna be so many records that's not gonna be played during this. It's gonna be it's cause it's only 20 that they gotta go with. It's gonna be so many records that's not gonna be played.
Well, here's the thing too. It's like how's T.I. gonna combat like Jeezy style? Jeezy style more for me is, really gritty to the streets. You know what I mean? T.I. got some songs that could really go pop. He could hit you with the "Why You Wanna." You know what I mean? Come on, that's a classic joint, man. That like, but again, you can't play it against some of Jeezy's joints. Like again, just going song for song. While that might be a bigger hit for T.I., I don't know if the energy of the battle is, we keep it in the streets, if that's going to resonate, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about some of the more, he got, like T.I. got Live Your Life and songs like that. You get me?
Come on.
Like,
you're not going, just you. That's not going to be the record you're going to use.
These are hits.
T.I., man.
No, hold on. No. Come on. If T.I. really getting this back, top back, like these songs is going crazy. So I know he's gonna rock with those, but he has big hits that ain't those songs.
But the thing with T.I. is I feel like T.I. is gonna kind of do it like Snoop, because T.I. could take you around the world. He could go to the trap, he could go to the club. You know what I'm saying? Like he could give you some shit that's introspective. He's gonna take us all around everywhere where Jeezy shit is. And I love Snow, but it's not. I'm not talking about the sound. It's gonna stay in a certain place. Now, I feel like Jeezy do got a couple songs that might have made it over a little bit, but T.I. can make you party, and T.I. can make you party to a trap song and to a mainstream song. So,
I mean, the reason why T.I. is hard to beat, even though, like Jeezy got a bunch of, trap anthems, like, come on, man. Once T.I. set the tone with Bring Him Out, what we doing? What we doing? Like, what we really doing? You feel me?
I don't even think that sets the tone. I think Bring Him Out is like a mid-tier record where he's going to bring that, like, later on. Like, he doesn't even have to start nowhere near with Bring Him Out.
All right. So,
what are you gonna do when he play ASAP?
Okay.
Like,
But that's what I'm thinking though. Like, why play ASAP? Like, he has bigger hits. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It depends on where you're going. Because, you got Live Your Life to play. You got, you could have whatever you like. You can play that. You got like, you got Swagger Like Us. There's mad other songs that are in, like, at least, if you're playing for the trap, that's a whole different type of battle. If you're playing for globally, T.I. got some shit that will bring you back to a time where he had the #1 movie, the #1 album, and he was just a #1 nigga. Straight up. You feel me? So, again.
20
it's going to be tough, man.
They going to throw 20 foes, Rubber Band Man. And that's what I'm saying. Like, those is his hit records. But he got, like, I don't know. This is going to be this is going to be one of the toughest ones as well.
So that's good. At least you guys agree that it's going to be a great battle. It's a strong start for season 2.
Absolutely. And by the way, hold on. I don't want to make it seem like we just downplaying my man Jeezy, because I ain't gonna lie. If I'm him, I'm opening it up in one of the intros, okay? Or I'm going with like Put On or something like that. Like, he got some shit, man. He got some shit too. So like I don't want our praise of T.I. make it seem like we're saying that Jeezy ain't gonna be a worthy competitor. Or I wouldn't be surprised if we watch the battle and people might say Jeezy got it just based on the tone. And how everything goes.
I want to see if I was T.I., I will play I Got Money, even though it's Jeezy song. Like, I would play I Got Money. Like, like, I'm doing that. If I'm T.I., I'm playing I Got Money. I'm definitely doing that.
That's shade.
It's not though. It's Jeezy's song, but like T.I.'s on it, and it's an album cut, but it's one of the stronger ones. You know, and it's a feature. You can play features during verses.
Damn, go crazy, soul
It's
survivor.
gonna be
Jesus
one of the
Christ.
toughest. Yeah, it's
My
gonna be one of the
president
toughest
is
ones.
black. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
damn.
All right. So
Yeah,
It's gonna be one of the
no.
toughest.
No, we can't sleep on Jesus.
November
We sleeping on
19th.
Jesus.
So this is about to be good. Something to look forward to after the election, which, by the way, guys, coming up in just a few days. I mailed in my ballot this weekend. So if you guys haven't already and you're eligible and you can do early voting, make sure you get that done. So Kanye also sat down with Joe Rogan for a 3-hour conversation on the Joe Rogan Experience last week. Of course, in 3 hours, he covered a lot of things, including his presidential run, his record contracts, why he's the Michael Jordan of product, his medication, and a lot more. Let's start with the music. So first of all, Kanye shared all his contracts with us, or at least a lot of his contracts. A couple weeks ago, he admitted that he's actually losing money because his contracts are so bad. He says, my $5 billion net worth and $300 million of cash I see a year, music is like negative 4 million for me. So now he goes on to say that he actually wants to do even more than buying his masters. He realized that that was too small of a thought. He says, I'm going to buy Universal Records. They're only a $33 billion organization. I'm one of the greatest product producers that ever existed, and I'm a child. He said, I'm 43 years old. I was 53 million in debt 4 years ago, and now it's proven that I'm the new Michael Jordan of products. All right, so we know Kanye always has big dreams. Sometimes he can fulfill these dreams. Do you think this is in the realm of possibility, Kanye buying Universal Records?
Well,
or Universal Music Group?
The whole conversation. See, what I liked about the best thing about this whole podcast was Kanye needs to be in a position where somebody can set it up and he can knock it down. Because there's a lot of things that like he said in hindsight that you was like, oh, that sounds cool. But I felt like a lot of shit Joe Rogan was saying, and then he just was going with it. Like, yeah, that's what I meant. You know what I mean? That's what I meant. Like the whole, slavery is a choice thing. He was like, so what you were saying is that in contracts, people, become slaves because they sign these deals and they're making a choice about that. And he was like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's it. Which I felt like, and of course, I still consider myself a Kanye fan when it comes to Kanye as an artist, as an entrepreneur, all that shit. But I felt like it was so many people that was like, oh, that's what he was saying from the whole time. And he wasn't. Like, that's not what he said, because he could have clarified that shit immediately, and that's not what he did. I don't know if Kanye, I don't think that they would let him buy Universal Music Group. Now, I think that a lot of the ideas that he has about changing a lot of these deals are great ideas. I think he made a lot of valid points like during this interview, but I also feel like it was kind of like a birthday gift to him. It wasn't too much dialogue. It was more of just Kanye talking, and Joe Rogan. That's the first time I've ever seen Joe Rogan only ask maybe 6 questions in 3 hours or 2 hours, however long it was. I think that Kanye is on the right track with a lot of things, but he still jumped around everywhere, and that's cool. But at the same time, it's like it does make me question not his presidency thing, but it's just like when he got to the presidency questions about like policies and war and all of that, it seemed like he didn't know what to say. You know what I mean? So I think he still has ways to go, but ultimately, buying Universal, I don't think that would happen. They always have this thing on social media that once you try to buy something goes wrong for you, and he kind of alluded to that with Michael Jackson and Prince and stuff like those. But
so when
overall, it was entertaining.
Okay. So when it came to the presidential run, he said that he started his campaign so late because he had COVID earlier in the year. And then to your point, Wayno, when you were talking about the slavery is a choice thing. So he said, I remember going on TMZ and saying slavery is a choice. They medicated me for saying that, for having that opinion and saying it out loud. Then he goes on to talk about how the medication really dulled his personality and changed who he was. So you're right. It was sort of jumping all over the place. But did you also watch the entire 3 hours?
Yeah, no, of course. I caught an extended blink when I was watching. It's pretty long. I will say, listen, these are the interviews that Kanye could do. Kanye can't really tolerate, or not even tolerate, he can't stand up to the pressure of someone actually hold him to the fire, challenging him on some of the stuff he says. He's one of those people that at times you get hints of genius, sometimes you get scatterbrain fuckery, and then sometimes you get the mad ramblings of a guy who's trying to figure it out, And listen to him talk to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan didn't really question him or anything. He said shit that was clearly contradictory. He was bragging about his wealth. Then he later said, hey, listen, anybody who cares about money a lot is a dishonorable man. I'm like, you just made it a point to try to tell people how you're worth $5 billion. Also, to your point, or to your question, Nadeska, where could he buy UMG? Like, again, by the way, Tencent, which is a Chinese company, they bought a 10% stake in UMG for $3.36 billion, right? So the company is really evaluated to be $30 billion. That's worth. Kanye, while he touts the $5 billion thing, he just released, or his financials came out because of his campaign that actually showed him in $100 million debt, and also the Yeezy brand, which he valued at billions before, was only supposedly in the like 100 or 200 million. You know what I mean? At least on paper. You know. So again, is he worth $5 billion? Or is he not? Okay, and also it doesn't seem like he has that cash anyway. Okay, you know, he's a great creator, but I feel like he does a poor man's impression of Elon Musk at times. You see, Elon Musk, even though he talks a lot of theoretical and hypothetical things and what he could do and what he wants, he could give you a little bit of details. Anytime you hold Kanye to the fire, that he has to provide some details, even if it's the platform he wants to run on. Completely clueless. The nigga stopped mid sentence and said a prayer. Like, did y'all see that? Like,
but that's because he didn't. I don't think he knew how to answer the question. I really don't believe he knew how to answer the question.
Yeah, and when you think about that, I get a little concerned because I'm like, yo, Ye, you been saying this 2020 thing for a while. You spent reportedly $6 million on your campaign thus far. How don't you have at least like a goddamn well, maybe he has it on his website, but how don't you know the talking points and the things you want to run on, like the platforms and the stances you want to take on all these issues that are gonna really affect people's lives? Also, one thing that really caught me off guard, just came across as super narcissistic, and I'm like, yo, Ye, come on, what is wrong with you? Like, he said God called him. Okay, I don't know if God called him on, you know what I mean, like on Instagram video, or just God just hit his phone. But he said God called him and said he needed to be the leader of the free world. Why? Like, what the heck was he going to do? You know what I mean? It felt like he was almost saying the calling of God to him, that he should be the leader, was probably more ego-driven than actually to serve. Because most of the stuff he was talking about was actually just patting himself on the back. It's very convoluted in watching this. He has great points at times, but he still seems like someone that's figuring it out. And at this point, if you spend $6 million, I think you should at least have a little bit more answers.
One of the biggest things that not bothered, but one of the things that like made me like, with a lot of shit is this. It's like, I don't care what faith you follow. I don't want like religion, politicians to use religion as their driving force of as why they do things, because regardless to any faith is what really divides us a lot of times. Religions is what divides us, like on a lot of different issues, on a lot of different, and that's one of the things that nobody challenges is religion. And I just felt like, when you're saying certain types of shit, you're already cutting off a certain base, because if you feel this way as a Christian person, there's a lot of different Americans. You know what I mean? You have Jewish Americans, you have Muslim Americans, you have all types of people from all types of different walks of life. So as he kept doing that, I'm just like, yo, dog, you can't for me, you can't keep using religion as to why you're running or why you feel this way, because there's going to be people that feel differently from you, so that was one of my biggest, thumbs down about it. Just using religion as like the backdrop for everything as to why you're doing it.
Yeah, unfortunately, and I love Ye, and I'm one of the people. If you've heard just like my extended history of commenting on Kanye, as much as I critique him, I always give him a fair chance, and even sometimes when it goes against popular opinion about him, I try to be fair to him. I unfortunately really listened to him talk for 3 hours. Felt like he was more obsessed with the idea of being a mogul and being a creative genius and actually doing shit. And that felt a little bit like, I'm not too sure if your heart is in the right place, because it felt like you just wanted to be among the greats in some of the ideas and some of the things that you're saying, more than you want to actually do the work, sit in the box and make sure some of the things you're saying actually comes to fruition. So again, he could prove me wrong, but I didn't like that.
Well, look, being the leader of the free world is one of the most lonely and thankless jobs out there anyway, so I don't think Kanye's cut out for this, but I'm sure we'll hear more from him soon. And now, moving on to a topic that really divided the internet this week and really got academics upset, Saweetie. So Saweetie got on Instagram Live and explained how she thinks that men should treat women in relationships. I'm gonna paraphrase a little bit here. She said, if he's not getting you a Birkin and he's not paying for your bills, then throw him back to the streets. Worth pointing out that she does have a new record out with Janae right now called Back to the Streets. So, a lot of mixed reactions from this. People like YK Osiris said that he agreed with Saweetie. Some people feel like Birkin bags and bills should be covered for a woman you're in a relationship with. Safari jumped in and said that he believes a Birkin bag is meant for serious relationships only. Wayno, let's start with you and your thoughts on Saweetie's comments.
Well, see, this is the problem with shit, right? With rappers and their influence. Now, I'm happy that if Saweetie got a record called Back to the Streets, she just got like one of the best campaigns ever with social media just by talking shit, right? But on the other hand, people gotta understand right now, most of the people that's talking about this topic who are regular people are out of bounds and out of budget, right? They fish out of fucking water. Birkin bags have nothing, no bags have anything to do with a relationship. Bills, that's all subjective.
You getting canceled, Wayno. You getting canceled.
I don't give a fuck about getting canceled, whatever. All that bag shit. See, this is the problem, right? And not saying, because a lot of people assume and they say, well, you should buy a property before you get a bag and this, that. Everybody is not rich. Everybody's not gonna reach a level where they're gonna be able to attain property or bags. I think that all that shit is subjective to what you're going on, what you got going on in your relationship. But when Saweetie says it, do I think that she means that for everybody? No. She's talking about rich people like her and Quavo. You know what I'm saying? She's talking about rich people like Cardi B and Offset. She's talking about rich people like Safari and Erica Mena, right? Not
Aria Moneybag.
Yeah,
Yo,
like
preach,
Aria
Wayno.
Moneybag. Exactly.
Wayno, you preaching today, man. You spitting,
I
bro.
getting canceled. I got getting canceled.
No.
Well,
because they don't like this. They don't like
right.
this. They try to cancel me. That's what I'm trying to say.
This time, right now, right, with everything that's going on, I never seen so many fucking rich people on the gram ever in my life. You know, people is running up their SBA loans. People is running with the EDD cards, whatever this shit is called, and everybody.
They doing that PPP loan, bro.
All
the
of that
PPP
shit.
loan scam.
But people is beyond their fucking means, and this is the problem. This is the problem. A lifestyle is being marketed to people who realistically might not work too hard for that lifestyle. Now, if you work really hard and you figure that bags are important in your relationship, then by all means. But they ain't talking to none of you niggas. They talking about themselves. You feel me? That's my take on that.
This is exactly why, I love the Shade Room, but really, as time goes on, people become so invested in celebrities' lives, they actually feel like they're the celebrities themselves. Again, a Birkin bag, like the cheapest one you can even get is like $15,000, but usually most is around like $30,000 to $60,000. What I'm trying to say is this: you're right, they're out of bounds and out of budget, but however, fans really care about these things, and yes, it makes sense for, hey, that might be just a regular gift for Saweetie and Quavo. But this is my problem with the message in here. Because, again, all the city girl stuff, even what Saweetie's saying, this is cool. But I see so many women who aren't in that financial position to be talking about Birkins and stuff like that, that they're looking at even the people, like they're dating a regular dude, they're looking for dudes to just splurge on them. And my whole thought about that is that, listen, why, like, even if you're with someone who's rich, why don't you ever look for him to teach you how to make, teach you how to make money? Why is it always give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that? I just feel like it's a bad lesson to teach to the women who don't got it. So Saweetie got it. The women that don't have it, you're never gonna get a Birkin. If anything, I would rather, again, it's not her fault for putting this message out. She's selling the song. She's promoting shit. But it's kind of sad when I see a lot of young, impressionable women, they're looking at that to say, oh, this is like the real staple of I'm in a good relationship. He's paying all my bills, and also, he's buying me bags. What happened to like independence? What happened to all that type of stuff?
Well, it's another thing. I just think that, it kind of brings me to, and we didn't bring this up on the show, but like the comments that Asian Doll, made about what she looks for in a man in a relationship. And I think that
she said she need to do with 3 homicides at least.
Right.
A serial killer.
Right. And the thing is that I think we got to be very, very, very careful with how we use our words, because while you're saying that, and it might be a joke amongst you and your crew and, you know, whomever you're around, there are people who take your fucking word as the holy grail. And then once they start acting out and doing certain shit, or a young brother might put himself, or sister too, it goes both ways, might put themselves in a position where they can't afford a Birkin bag, or they want a certain type of woman or man, they start doing shit that they ain't got no business doing, and it affects other people's lives. So artists, please be mindful when you say some shit, because you have an effect on other people's lives, whether you choose to believe it or not. Not just.
And by the way, your priorities is fucked up. Like if you a regular person working a job, say you make like $15 an hour, say your spouse or your boyfriend makes $15 an hour. I'm just making these numbers up. And if you need a $5,000 bag to validate your relationship, instead of maybe just like, even if you got $5,000, just asking for that in cash that you could probably invest in something that could be really benefit for your future, your priorities are fucked up. You get me? And that's really the side effects of all of this. Because truth be told, that bag ain't gonna really like, yo, I was saying this on live. It's like somebody who can't even afford a pair of shoes. You buy them a Mercedes Benz, how the hell they gonna pay for insurance?
Maintenance.
Gas? Maintenance? That's a whole different set of bills. That's also expensive. You get me? So listen, man. Listen again. I know, I'm not trying to shun or dim any light of any, women out there who also work hard. But salute to the women out there who, rather than ask for material items, they rather someone who's either in a position of power or someone with resources will teach them how to get it themselves. Will teach them how to make sure they could be buying 10 Birkins, right? Well, not just have one. Salute to those women, because I feel like they go further. But I digress. You know what I mean? Don't cancel me today also, again.
Let's give a shout out to the women who not just need to be taught, but that's already getting to it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these women don't need a man to teach them how to get their bread. It's women running up the bag their own way, same way as dudes running the bag up their own way. I just feel like let's not use material things to validate our relationships. Get back to love. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that also becomes a problem, because then you get people saying, I want that relationship like Saweetie and Quavo too. So just people.
Yo, I see someone say, yo, how could your man really love you if he not spending his last on you? And I'm like, like for real, like
if niggas is spending their last on anything other than to survive, you're a fucking idiot. I'm just keep it at it. Like.
Hey, by the way, also we do have to give blame where it's due. This is all Lil Yachty's fault. Ever since he wrote them lyrics, real ass bitch give a fuck about a nigga. Like, Jesus Christ, he has started off a whole fucking wave. And by the way, it's funny how like keeping up with the Jones will have you go broke. I remember, like, listen, just quick story. The most expensive bag, I was with the girl for a long time. Like, she was with me before everything happened, and for a little while too. And I bought her a Chanel bag. It cost like about $2,500. I just thought that was way too expensive. But $2,500 was like, Jesus. 15,000? You know you can do it. Yo, wait, you know what you can do with 30,000?
But my nigga, 15,000 is the bullshit.
That's the that's the qualifier bag. Matter of fact, you might just get the bag to walk out the store with. $30,000. Do you know what you could do with that?
Oh, you could do a lot with it. But listen, people could do whatever the fuck they want to do with their money. All I'm gonna say is this, man. Stop using celebrities to validate your life. No, you have your own life. Use your own shit to validate your life. Not celebrities, not bags, not cars, not watches, none of that bullshit, because that shit come and go.
And by the way, also, the conversation around Birkins is so funny because everybody flipped it. They're like, yo, Birkins are just like art and like watches. They appreciate with time. And I was like, all right, y'all got it, man. Y'all got it.
Everybody's into that too, right?
A Birkin collector. Well, guys, that was very responsible feedback. Thank you, guys. I appreciated that.
How many Birkins you got, Nadeska?
I'm not making
big Birkin bag for 5-6 figures.
Listen, I do have a couple of Saint Laurent bags, but listen, hear me out. This is stuff I've wanted since I was very young, and I've been able to buy them myself. I don't ask men that I'm in a relationship with to buy me expensive bags. I'm cool.
Hold on. Yo, this last thing, and we can wrap up this.
Okay.
I've always wanted to hear Nadeska, Nadeska works so hard. If you see Nadeska got 10 jobs. Once Everyday Struggle's on, she's on Apple Music. She's doing this other thing. She might be hosting Coachella. You work hard for every nickel and dime you ever have or you ever gotten. When you see the trend of people basically saying, it's like a handout thing. Yo, buy me this, pay for that. I'm not saying you shame them, but do you kind of look at them and be like, damn, I got it from the mud. I had to, you know what I mean, go out and get mine.
I mean, it's just like you said, I don't judge people. I'm a very much to each his own kind of person. You know what I mean? I'd love to have these conversations and explain, like you guys said, what you could do with money like that, how you could invest it. But yeah, for me, I'd rather be able to pay all my bills, buy myself all the nice things I want. I don't ever want to need or rely on a man. I guess that's the way I was brought up, and that's never going to change. But I don't judge people. You know what I mean? Do what makes you happy, but...
Right.
Big Birkin bag for 5-6 figures. Oh, man. Hey.
All right, so our last...
Hey, oh, by the way, also, I'm tapped out of that conversation.
Okay.
So, listen, I don't care how much money I have. It's just a little bit too much out of my price range. I just can't do it. Like, you know what I mean? Yo, me, my family, my mama, we came from humble beginnings. I just can't see a bag for $60,000. I just can't see it. Maybe Wayno would do it, Wayno would treat his old lady nice. Cool, but a Birkin bag collection?
Yeah,
Hell
no.
no.
That's straight.
Live
That's
within
straight
your
money.
means, people. That's all. Just live within your means.
Listen, all y'all chicks, all y'all even celebrities who are showing off. Hold on, who are showing off the Birkin bag collection. One of these little flash mobs gonna run up in y'all crib, man. Like, cause y'all showing off $1 million worth of bags. Somebody's gonna get it. Sorry.
Is that your final thought?
Yep.
Also, your response on the show today was much more eloquent than what you said on Twitter. That's probably why people were upset. The way you said it just sounded
because
wild.
people on Twitter be acting like they're literally Saweetie and Quavo.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just
They
Twitter.
think they're Ari. You're not Ari.
Okay. I don't need to get you started
You're so
again.
passionate.
I know. Guys, thank you for this. I appreciate your thoughts. As always, guys, thank you for watching Everyday Struggle, and we'll see you here tomorrow on Complex.